This podcast is rated R for restricted. Under 17 requires accompanying parent or adult guardian. Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching the best movies ever made according to IMDb most of the time. This week we are doing I guess this is a new format for us for the time being. A little
it's not a bonus anymore.
There. Yeah, just a regular episode where we're going to do easily streamable movies to review and watch. So people stuck at home. Who knows? The country's opening back up now. So maybe this will be less and less of a thing, but we'll see. Still, yeah. I'm enjoying it.
I am too.
And this week, we're doing the movie Uncut Gems, which was released last year in 2019. We're doing this one because if you're listening to this right now, you can go on Netflix and watch it. It's streaming as of Monday. Next Monday is, was it the 25th or something?
That sounds about right.
May 25th. Free-ish. And so the synopsis of this movie, Uncut Gems, is with his debts mounting and angry collectors closing in, a fast-talking New York City jeweler risks everything in a hope of staying afloat and alive. And for this type of movie, since this is new, this might be a spoilery episode. But before we get into spoilers, I wanted to do like a 10-second review for all three of us to see whether or not you'd recommend it and who you'd recommend it to. So I'll go first just so you guys can think about what you're going to say for 10 seconds. But I would definitely recommend this movie if you're thinking about watching it, if you're in for like a super intense experience and you want to watch Adam Sandler like act.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you to piggyback off that, if you like things from the Northeast and New York, people, the people that are from there and how they act and think. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Plus, you like sports, you'll be into it.
You like gambling, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, if you like gambling,
I don't know.
If you like gambling, you'll be into it.
Unless you think you're proud of being a gambler, and I don't know, it might rub you the wrong way. If you think gambling's like an upstanding profession, that we should idolize. I don't know.
So what do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree with basically what you guys are saying too. I think like if you can enjoy a very tense movie, then yeah, this is really good. It's really well done. Also, really does a good job of portraying an addiction. That's also kind of a really interesting part of it. So yeah, it's really. I was pretty
10 seconds is up. All right, here we go. It's my turn to go first.
Yeah, 25, 30, 40, 50 minute, 2 minutes, 20 minutes later, John's done. Gave the whole fucking thing away.
I wasn't ready. I was rambling. I was starting to get momentum. All right, fine. Go on.
So yeah, I would watch this movie. This movie is awesome. It was like I don't know if you guys saw trailers. I did not. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, no, let me watch this. It might be fun. First 5 minutes of the movie has a guy with a bone sticking out of his leg, some trippy opening visuals with like a weird song, and then footage from inside someone's asshole. It's like the first three things that happen in this movie.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
what the fuck? To colonoscopy.
Yeah, and that was disgusting. Naomi was just like, this is like everything they're showing me. I can't even look at the screen. This is fucking gross. But that's a way to start a movie. And it all kind of thematically goes into the movie, which is kind of strange. The gem stuff, like, what is this movie about? Is it about addiction? Maybe. Is that what it's really about?
Jewelry? Maybe.
Oh,
is it about basketball? Kinda.
I felt like it was really about addiction. I felt like that was kind of, at least for me, I think that was the centerpiece of it in terms of his character. And it really shows his highs and lows, and that drives all of his decisions.
Yeah.
All of them.
And his decisions, like, I have some things we can get into. I'm not sure if they're negative or not, or they're just things that are flaws with these types of people. But there's some things that I just didn't find totally believable. But watching the movie, I wasn't even like thinking about them for 2 seconds, because this movie moves so fast and there's like so much anxiety going on all of the time, whether or not it's like the weird music that's happening, the way it's edited together, the way like there's multiple people talking at the same time, which just adds to this like anxious feeling.
Yeah.
The series of events that happens, his decision making, every time he does something, it's just a bad decision. But then even if it goes right, it ends up going wrong. And that happens like multiple times in the movie. Yeah. And you're just like, and I was like feeling that release of emotion, just like watching him win a bet and then say like the first time when they cancel the bet, I'm like, no, No, why would you fucking do that?
I know. No, you can't do that to him. He's fucking barely getting by.
This guy just makes horrible decisions, owes people money, risks people's lives.
His bad
wins,
decision,
but then loses, and then does it again every time that happens.
And then doesn't see why it keeps happening, right? Like
he doesn't care. He like goes
set the
for
whole
high.
thing in motion. And he's like, dude, but I could have had it. I could have had it, and I should have had it if that didn't happen. So I'm gonna do it again because I could have won.
Yeah,
I know.
And by writing that tension, that's like sort of again giving you kind of a feeling of what he's feeling, what his life is like.
Dude, during that last basketball game, I was
it's
feeling
just a
what he
roller
was
coaster.
feeling. Like when he was just like, I think they got it. I think they got it. I'm like, holy fuck, I think they got it too. I'm pretty sure.
I think they got it too, yeah. Even the guys in the fucking sweatbox were starting to think that.
Well, one of them was. His brother
hated that guy.
That Russian guy was pissed the entire
Those two
time.
fucking those were, is he Russian or was he Irish? I couldn't tell. He seemed Irish. I don't know. He's fucking gnarly, either one, dude. If that guy was after me, I'd be shitting a brick.
That guy was scary.
I'd be shitting a brick.
But I also
Both
forgot,
those guys
I was like,
scary.
that guy
Construction
at the beginning of
workers.
the game pointed the gun at his head. And by the end, he was so swept up in the game, and I was too, that I forgot that the guy was like a threat. And he just like lets him out and gets fucking shot in the head. And I'm like,
and doesn't even think about it. Doesn't even think about it. Yeah.
And then when I think about it, like afterwards, I'm sure, it makes total sense. And I'm like, yeah, I bet the guy, as soon as he was locked in, he's like, that's it, I'm killing him.
Yeah.
I think he like made up that guy and made up his mind right there. So that's why he just sat there and he just looked tired.
Yep.
And he's just like,
I thought it was the joke about I thought he said something about Irish people.
Oh, oof.
I don't know. I think it was just him being like locking them in that little room.
They lock him in the way
because he said something like, don't you people have this kind of thing? And then he like said something to him and like looked at him.
Oh, really?
And that's when the guy's face got fucking pissed and he looked at him with those eyes like, I'm going to fucking get you.
Oh.
And then a couple minutes, and then the next couple scenes went by and we kind of forget about that just happening. And then he goes into the winning phase and then that's yeah. So they did set it up a tiny bit, like I'm gonna murder this dude. I'm gonna murder this guy.
I mean, just when he pointed the gun at his head, I was like, he's
How
dangerous,
could you not?
man. Yeah, get the fuck
That's
out of there.
a fucking pain in the ass. Guy's a pain in the ass. The dude is such a pain in the ass. His brother, he's taking his own brother's money. Come on, the guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking most of the movie. I'm like, this guy's a fucking scumbag. He's taking his brother's money and betting it, losing it, and being like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I got things for fucking.
A lot of the characters were just screwing each other over left and right. Not just him too, but
no
it's
big
like,
deal.
Yeah, I mean, even like Garnett just takes the jewel and he doesn't give it. Everybody's just like swindling everybody else to some extent too, and that's also kind of just it's so they capture that frustration really well too. Like Garnett just takes it from him and doesn't give it back, and his frustration of feeling that how helpless he is. It's just man.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you got to say fuck off. No, fuck you. That's mine. Get the fuck out of here. Those people respect you more when you say no anyway.
Right, and he's there to deliver it, and the door isn't working. That was like very tense.
Oh my God, that was like, no, he's gonna go. God,
Jesus
seriously.
Christ.
He's gonna leave.
He's gonna leave with the fucking money he's got in his fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
But the way he would just immediately, like Kevin Garnett gives him his own like ring, and immediately he goes and pawns it.
Yeah,
that's just wow. That's just crazy.
He can't help himself. He's got money.
It
was fascinating
amazing
to watch like his completely self-destructive behavior the entire time. He's not like, I've never seen anybody like this. I've never met anybody that was this addicted to gambling, but I don't know. I believed his character totally. I thought Sandler did like an awesome job at carrying the entire film because it's believing him as like a real person is, even though it's kind of cartoonish.
Gambling's tough. Gambling's got to be tough too because like it varies with how much you can fuck up. Like, you know, how, like drug addiction, like people, you kind of get to a threshold, right? You're like, well, I was getting this much. Now I'm getting this much. And it like works over time. And this dude's like, nah, I lost like fucking 16 grand today, but like I lost 45 grand yesterday. And then I went up 100 grand. So now I'm, you know what I mean? They're just like, they're going in these wild directions, like up and down. It's not just like, it's fucking, it is definitely anxious.
And I like gambling too. So I kind of, I like poker,
gambling.
like Texas Hold'em. I used to play a lot and do pretty well at, but I understand the high of like winning gambling. I totally relate to that. It's a real thing and it's a really nice feeling when you win it.
It is. I mean, the stock market's the same way, right? Remember when we used to doing the option trading and stuff?
Oh, God, yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
When you get like $2,000 just for like making a right decision, you're like, fuck yeah.
And you're like, I knew that was the right decision.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew that was the right decision. It's like, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that.
So I relate to that.
People aren't like us. They don't know. We know, KG. We know. Let's do it. Let's bet.
I was so frustrated with his friend who was played by that guy that was also in Get Out. You know what I'm talking about? He was his buddy there he worked with. He's the guy who brought Kevin Garnett in for the first time.
Right, yeah.
He was such an asshole in this movie. There were so many irredeemable characters in this movie that it was kind of like his character was hard to believe that he would even be friends with it because they didn't seem like they were friends for a second. They didn't even like start that as a baseline.
And Adam was screwing him over too, like immediately, like with all his watches
away.
Yeah.
Oh, so I know, right?
It was just everybody was screwed. That was So,
and I think the biggest problem I had with the movie was his beautiful mistress there actually loved him for more than just his money.
She was gorgeous.
She was.
Yeah, that was a little
She
tough.
actually loved him? Why? He's a piece of shit liar, manipulator.
Because she's trashy.
Is she?
That's what they don't. Yeah, she was total trashy chick. Hell yeah, those are the best ones. I love those ones. They're nice. They get it.
Wow.
You can be kind of shitty, and they're like they love you anyway because they don't give a fuck about that
much,
stuff.
Like, you can see how it happened in a way because she worked there at his store, and that's probably how they met. And then he pays her. She doesn't even show up for work that much. So
but it's a money thing. I see it as like a money thing, but she actually, by the end, it kind of seemed like she cared
she
about
always
him.
loved him.
She
did. She fucking got his name on her ass. Come on,
I know. That's huge.
That seemed really weird. I don't know in terms of matching Adam Sandler. That I don't know. A lot of other people seem to think she did a fantastic job.
I thought she was great.
I was like, I didn't for some reason. I don't know. Maybe part of it's hard to believe that part of it. Or really understand that relationship.
You didn't think when she was jumping in front of the cab and like trying to open the door, that scene was awesome. She was really good in that scene. Also, that scene was hilarious when he beats the shit out of the Weeknd. One of the highlights of the movie.
I know, right? That was funny. That was funny as hell. I know, just fighting the Weeknd in the fucking thing.
That's really the Weeknd. Adam Sandler is.
Why would that guy be even? Why would Adam Sandler be even in the fucking party, right? But I'm sure that happens in New York, right? These just fucking
rich
people,
dudes.
these local, these rich local dudes that are like, they got some connection to somebody, and they're in there for some unknown reason.
Yeah, and I don't think, the movie could have said more about the diamond trade. It said a little bit, but it didn't say too much, which I think was good. That would have distracted from just like the anxiety.
Well, that's why they went with opal.
I guess. It's kind of the same thing,
so they
right?
could stay away.
Yeah.
But they could stay away from diamonds.
And they didn't bother to go into even the details of gambling that much. They really were just focused on the characters and focused on Adam.
Yeah.
So they didn't bother to necessarily explain things, and I think they did a fine job. They did
a great job because you could kind of get excited. Yeah. He's just like, out of 26, all right, we got 13. I'm like, all right, halfway there. Here we go. Get enough for me.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Telling you. And that fucking guy, in the casino is something else.
Yeah, that guy's a real guy.
That dude was fucking fantastic. He was just such a character.
Who is he?
This movie's cool because, Kevin Garnett's in this. The Weeknd is in this. That house they knock at to ask the guy if they can use the bathroom. And he's like, this is that famous guy. That's actually that famous guy from that TV show that he mentioned. Like they get real people.
Really?
Yeah. And that guy, I was looking this up too, that guy with the fake tan is like somebody that used to be somebody back like 40 years ago.
In Vegas, probably, yeah.
Wayne Diamond.
Have you guys, can you think of another movie that has like famous people as themselves in a plot that's fiction?
Not that isn't like a comedy where they're doing cameos.
Right.
That
like Airplane had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in it, stuff like that. But that's totally different from this.
Right. So this is, and what the other thing that they did was like center this around like sort of real events that were going on with them, which also was really interesting. Like those were actual games.
Yeah.
They actually like spaced out the Weeknd being an actual performer, and spacing it back then where he might have been doing like club shows like this. This was before he really got famous. That was kind of impressive how they pulled all of that together with these actual people. And Kevin was good. Like they got a great performance out of him. So yeah.
It was funny. I watched some interviews with him on late night and they're like, apparently him and Adam, they don't read reviews at all. They try to avoid them. Everyone's like, Kevin did a great job. And he's like, I don't know why. I just acted like myself. I don't see why that's hard. And who was it? Whoever the host was like, a lot of people have a lot of issues acting like themselves while they act. And he's like, well, I'm glad he didn't tell me that before I, joined the movie. I liked it how he didn't have a issue being kind of a bad guy in the movie.
Right. One of my favorite scenes is the one where Garnett is confronting Adam about like how much he paid for The Rock. And Adam just sort of gives his philosophy of how he's living his life and what it means to him. And I thought that was just really impressive between the two of them. That interaction. It was very well done.
That was towards the beginning?
That was towards the end. That was like where Adam's telling him where The Rock came from, and Garnett is like, "Well, how much did you pay for this?" And Adam kind of circled around it, And,
10 grand.
And he's
or
like, "You're ripping these people off." But anyway,
But then he justifies it to himself, being like, "We're all ripping each other off. That's what we're doing."
Well, no, but he's also saying it's about the score. It's about doing that. It's about making more money. It's about doing better than other people.
Yeah.
And he just sort of like spins it. I mean, not necessarily like a good moral stance
Doesn't
to take,
necessarily justify it,
but to make the comparison between like a cutthroat, take no prisoners, even attitude that you might even get in athletics and apply that to gambling too, I just thought that was well done.
Yeah.
But speaking of Adam, do you guys know what 3 other actors were actually involved in playing Adam's role before Adam?
Jonah Hill was cast in 2017, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
before
Adam,
then,
you want to give the whole
Jonah
history
Hill,
there? This movie was written with Adam Sandler in mind back in like 2009. Yes. And the Safdie Brothers were not famous back then. They were just like little kids, basically. And Adam said the manager didn't even read it and just threw it away. Mm-hmm. But then they made Good Time, which came out in 2017, and then had enough funding to actually make this movie, and then went back to Adam after already casting Jonah Hill and saying like, "Hey, we made this role for you. Would you be in it?" And he ended up getting the role. Adam's kids and wife all read the script and were like, "Dude, you have to be in this movie." And that's why he read it and then replaced Jonah Hill.
But before then, and the reason why, so there's a nice interview on Uproxx, UPROXX, where it's by Mike Ryan. This was done in December 10th, 2019, where they interviewed the Safdie brothers, where they talked a lot about the different casting roles. And they said that, before Jonah Hill, they had it, and they were just, the trouble with Jonah Hill was that they just had to make his character a lot younger. Then the things with the kid and the wife and the mistress were sort of, they were trying to figure out how to juggle that and the family relationships, and they just kept feeling like that wasn't working very well. And before Jonah, they had Harvey Keitel.
Did you see if they were shooting anything with Jonah, or were they just like pre-production?
I think it sounded like pre-production. I don't know if they had any shooting done, but they didn't say that. But Harvey Keitel, they had the opposite problem where he was older. And so then they were like shifting around to the character was more about being aging and things, even more so than Sandler's character. And so they were sort of working around that and weren't too necessarily happy with that either. And before then, it was Sacha Baron Cohen. They just had been talking to him for like a year or so or more. That was kind of even before then. So that was just sort of an interesting way that they eventually were able to circle back to get Adam, who they originally wanted.
Wanted in the first place. Wow.
Yeah.
And this movie, Good Time, is also on Netflix, and I'm going to watch it this weekend for sure. It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah. I looked at the trailer, and it looks like it's, again, another very tense kind of a thriller. So it would be kind of interesting to watch that one and kind of see, what the differences are there. But yeah.
And I think one of the Safdie brothers, the writer-directors in this movie, is the main character, along with Robert Pattinson in that one.
Wow.
Oh, fuck. Good Time. I already watched that one. That one is tense as fuck.
Nice. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's tense. It is, it's tense.
John, did you watch this with Nikki?
Nah, she like walked out like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Naomi walked out.
And she said, she's like, this is really
it's funny. I think this is a dude's movie. It is.
Yeah,
it is.
for sure.
Because my friend's girlfriend hated it too. She's like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking liked it. I don't know.
Does it say something about like dude instinct where we're all just like, we have more of this, we can relate to this type of thing more?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, you talked about this with Taxi Driver,
Not many women gamblers that I know of.
Yeah. I don't know. This film, to me, that's maybe why I'm more interested in this one in particular, because they show what's driving him. They show a little bit more than just, this guy is the way he is. They actually show the side of addiction and how it guides his decision making.
Plus, he's not cool, and it doesn't end well, so you don't want to idolize this guy at all.
Right. We're not in this exactly. We're not showing him being cool, even though, and again, that's to the director's credit that they can at all manage to get you to root for the guy at any time in the film is impressive.
Yeah.
To me anyway, where I'm like,
I was just upset for him. I wasn't like, I don't give a shit. Every time he did something stupid, I'm like,
I don't know if I was rooting for him as I just felt bad for him.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him.
There's at least that. He's at least still
couldn't help himself,
Yeah. I mean, he has those moments where he's, and it is, his life is just total going to shit. And everything is a facade, even though he's got like this, this amazing house and fancy apartment and whatnot. And it's all just like, it's all like a house of cards for him. They do a really good job just presenting all of that as well.
And I had a hard time kind of creating a narrative for myself on how he got all of that. He was so addicted to gambling and he's in debt so much. Is it just like the end of his career? Or I feel like I don't know how this goes for people. I was just confused in how he was able to save enough to buy a house, put money down at a store, put money down on an apartment,
Right.
like nice things, but then
Right,
also,
right.
Be falling apart and about to lose everything all at the same time. I guess we come into the story right towards the end.
Right. You can wonder about that too, Ben. And you can think that like maybe with addictive gambling, you keep risking more and more. You win more, you risk more. But with a house like that and then the stuff that he has, $100,000 doesn't seem like that much.
No, he spent more on the that opal, right? Well, I guess he just
Well, no. He did he? I think he spent not too much on that opal.
It was like tens of
I
thousands.
think he spent like
of
$10,000 on the
Yeah.
opal or something.
Yeah.
That was $10,000
But like
or
with the
something.
house,
Yeah.
But again, maybe he can't like sit there and admit to
No, it
himself.
was $100,000, I think. So yeah, I mean, he does have cash,
I don't remember.
but he's also a part of a rich family. The father
that's
was
true,
rich,
too,
or the
yeah.
friend, friends were rich. The wives,
Yeah, his wife is rich.
they're all rich.
Yeah.
They all got money. There's money around. It's just not in liquid form.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Idina Menzel?
Which one's that?
Is that the wife?
Yeah. Well, you know what else she does, right?
No.
No, what does she do?
No.
Who?
Well, she's the
Uh-huh.
voice of Elsa. She's.
Oh, yeah, we don't have children, so yeah, I don't know
I
that.
know. You know this, but that is
What is Elsa?
So Elsa, the
Frozen.
main
Okay.
character in the Frozen films, she sings. And that's really what she's known for is her singing voice.
Really?
But she's the actress and singer for Frozen, and she plays Queen Elsa, and does it very well in those movies too. So yeah.
Whoa. Wait, is Elsa the main character or the non-main character?
Well, there's Anna and Elsa. Their sisters are
Which one's the Ice
co-stars.
Queen lady?
The Ice Queen is Elsa. Yeah, that's so that she plays the Ice Queen.
The blonde-haired one.
The Ice Queen.
Yep,
Huh?
yep.
Huh. She sings "Let It Go" or whatever the fuck that song
She
is.
does sing
Wow.
"Let It Go." Yeah,
She was good in this.
yeah. She her disgust of him was just so clear.
She had such a sneer on her face whenever she was like around. What did she say to us? She's like, "Oh man, that scene when what was it? Some holiday they were having." And he's like, "Let's just get back together." And she's like, "I hate you."
Hate you.
That
I
whole
hate
thing,
looking
yeah,
at you.
that was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. She's like, what world are you living in, pal? I can't
Right.
stand you. Yeah.
Right. She hates him so much it's funny to her
Yeah.
that he's saying
Yeah,
this.
like
And
that's
that was-
hilarious. that
And
you would
she's
even
able,
think that.
she's so far over it that she just like, her family walks in and she's back. She's like laughing and
Yeah,
having a good
yeah,
time.
yeah.
She's like, I don't even fucking care anymore, dude. You're such a
Right,
fucking
right.
idiot.
You're such a joke to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some scenes, man. The scene where he like sees the guys follow him to like his kids play and he goes out to deal with them and he just fucking
Oh,
runs
God.
around. That scene was so fucking intense. And they just like strip him naked and throw him in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just surprised that he didn't get more beat up than he was. I mean, holy cow.
I love it how this movie does I think I've seen things like that in movies where they jump a guy, strip him of his clothes, kick him out, and embarrass him. But they never do it like this, where they show you like every second of it happening. So it has like the weight of it actually happening. So you'll see how like awkward it would actually be if you have like an adult human being in a room being like, take your clothes off. He's like, no, dude, underwear too. He's like, no, dude, you're
Right.
my brother-in-law. What the fuck is going on?
Right. Well, not just that, but there's the whining, complaining, and pleading of the main character is just, it's constant the way
Yep.
he's doing it. You don't see that either, right? I mean, where he's just, I'm sure I would be very similar if something like that happened to me. There's no coolness at all. There's nothing there in terms of his, I don't know. I can't imagine the intensity to do this, what he did, where he's just constantly at it, Artie. It's just, man.
Artie, yeah, I know, right?
Holy cow.
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
in between takes? Do you even do cuts? Do you just like keep yelling and
man.
filming?
Yeah, I don't know, but it
I
was
have no idea.
Oof. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
But I agree. I don't think I've seen you see that kind of a scene over and over and over again, but not like this.
Yeah. I've seen many people get stripped by gangsters naked and then pushed out into the streets, but it was never like this realistic and awkward. And then also
Yeah,
just embarrassing and
true.
like, well, I guess it's kind of threatening, but it's not like violent. He's just naked in the trunk, he'd
Right.
survive.
Yeah, in the school parking lot. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing
that
as
could be
fuck.
bad. Hopefully cops don't find him. So neither of you saw the shot coming towards the end?
No, did not see that.
I
No,
should
not
have,
like that.
and I should have. I really should have. And I think it was just because coming so quickly after the high, it reminds me of the Departed scene.
Yep, I thought the same thing. It's
yeah,
just totally involved in something completely different.
Exactly. The movie like
And
directs
then
your
boom.
attention in one direction, and then it's so sudden that
It just hits you hard.
And again, the movie makes total sense. And you're like, yeah, that's right. That's I just didn't think it would happen so soon. Movie. Were you expecting it, Denny?
No, I
Or
was
were you
totally caught off guard. And I was the same.
Yeah.
I was like, after it was done, I was like, oh, obviously that guy's gonna fucking shoot him. But
Yeah.
in the moment, I was like, he won. He got the money. Everyone's going to be happy. Oh, he's fucking dead. No.
I know. I felt so bad. I felt bad for the girlfriend, too, because she tried her best.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know? And they would have been straight chilling after that if everyone just let everyone go, for Christ's sake.
I don't think so. Dude, he's a fucking addict. He's going to keep gambling his shit until it's all gone in a bigger hole. Like,
no, he would have had a reprieve for a year or so. He would have a good amount of money,
No, you'd think that they could have just waited, though. They could have been like, all right, well, now he's got $1 million. Let's wait. And then we'll
Let's get the money.
If they really want to get him, and then they could shoot him.
Well, they thought they had the girl at the casino because they were watching for her to pick the money.
Right.
So they thought they had that covered, but she was smarter and had that weird dude pick it up for her.
Had the diamond guy, Wayne Diamond.
What a nice guy, that guy.
The designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think that guy would be creepy, but really, he was just a nice guy who was lonely.
He was so nice about it. He's like, I can't believe my luck. This is so great. I'm so happy about this. It's very nice.
Yeah, not expecting that from that weird looking dude.
Yeah.
Strange man, that guy, huh?
But you're right.
Yeah.
He actually, it sort of came across as nice. He was like, you sure you don't want to drink? Oh, okay, that's all right. You know,
and he helps her with the thing, and he's like, hey, if you're ever back in
know.
town, let me know. And you're like, all right, dude, thanks for being so
I
kind.
know, right? Did you actually look him up?
Yeah, he was on IMDb.
Wayne Diamond. He was a designer, apparently, back in the 70s and 80s.
Oh.
That's where he got all his money. He's a women's dress designer for the average woman.
Okay.
And so he's got his whole empire based on selling women's dresses and designing for them.
Weird.
He's just some rich dude. Yeah, he got into acting after he retired from the garment stuff.
There were a lot of people in this movie that were not actors, like the gangster dudes were not actors. Julia Fox was not. This is the first thing she's ever been in. Who was his mistress character? She's been in Playboy before. She has clothing lines, and she's one of those people in New York that just hangs out at bars. And the Safdie brothers met her randomly in 2011, and they cast her in this just because they knew her, because they saw her out so frequently at the places they went to.
Playboy, you say, huh?
Playboy. You can give that one a Google afterwards.
Oh, really? You mentioned Playboy there. Okay.
I thought she was pretty, for someone Playboy model. Not to say that Playboy models can
pretty
act.
as hell.
Nobody can act. Acting.
She was good.
Yeah, I thought she was really good. Sorry, John, you didn't. I thought she was great.
I didn't think she was a good match. I didn't think she matched Sandler. That's all. I just sort of saw it. I mean, and that would be a very difficult thing to do. But I think it was that. Plus, I also had the same kind of a bit of confusion about their relationship.
Yeah, that existed for sure.
It. So I think that colored a little
it wasn't
bit for
so.
me too.
It wasn't so much the fact that I didn't buy the way they acted together, because I did. It was just the even further back how this relationship happened. It's Adam Sandler and it's her. It's like she is amazing looking and younger, and he's 20 years older. He's an asshole in this movie, and he looks like Adam Sandler with fake teeth and a mole, which is worse than a regular Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
looks. I don't know.
Right, but
she's trashy.
Yeah.
She's got drama in her life. She likes them. It's no big deal.
That's true. Just buy it and move on.
Jeez. Yeah. Fuck.
Have you guys anything else you guys want to say about this one? Any other review stuff?
Not really.
That was interesting. I think I looked around. I tried to see how realistic the gambling was. Some people said it was fairly realistic. There's one very bad review from onlinegambling.com where they were rather upset by the film, thought it just, it didn't portray gambling in a dignified light. So.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah. They prefer The Hustler, a movie like that. That's
wow. We don't want to make it seem real like it is for most people who, go to work and then gamble at night. But, we want to make it seem like it's really bad.
Right. But
there's no laws against people from ruining themselves gambling. So, I mean, I think this is a good message.
In fact, with sports betting becoming widely legal, there's gonna be a lot more of that.
Yeah. And man, it makes it look, I don't like watching sports, but if I knew how to bet on it, man, it looks fun. It
might make it look more fun. Oh,
yeah,
it's
not good.
More fun.
It means I'm totally going to stay away from it.
It's not fun because it's awful when you lose. It's miserable. It's awful.
Yeah.
And I think I tried, there's a Museum of Modern Art interview online you can see with the Safdie brothers. I was watching them for a little while, trying to find other stuff about the film. And it was okay. I don't know. This film just speaks for itself so well. I was like, yeah, I'm not sitting there really wondering what you guys are thinking about this film, because it's pretty obvious. It's not I don't know.
Right.
So I was hearing them talk about it. I was like, yeah, that all makes, so it wasn't I think that's to its credit. This film is very straightforward, and I think it's good because of that. what's more interesting again is like more of the stories about like how did they get this made and who are they, the casting issues and things like that. But I want to see the Good Time movie now. Good time.
Good time.
It's tough. It's tough, man. I'll tell you.
I'm excited. I liked feeling stressed out from this movie. It was, I don't know why, it was a good distraction.
Yeah, these are not usually movies I like, though. I still, it's not. This isn't something I like watching. So I say that I may not want to watch Good Times, really.
I'll let you know, John, whether or not you should watch it. I'll probably just tell you to watch it either way.
But yeah, this one, I watched it and I did not want to go to sleep afterwards. And even though it was really late, I was like, this one was just left you with such a tense, awful feeling. I mean, the whole movie,
especially at the end.
Yeah, at the end, but the whole movie was like this. The whole movie was just tense from the beginning.
It was just like the end hit, and you're just like, this is exactly the problem with drugs and gambling and all of it, because that's exactly what happens every single time. You go for the win, and then it never comes out the way it's supposed to, and it never satisfies, and it never does what it needs to.
If there's one, special features, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
There's like a small piece of trivia. Tilda Swinton is in this movie.
Oh, Tilda Swinton? What is she?
She plays the auctioneer on the phone with Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
There's one thing that you guys should watch if you're interested in it. Adam Sandler got the Spirit Award for Best Actor. The Spirit Award are kind of like the, it's the yearly awards for independent movies. And he does it all in his Adam Sandler voice, like from Billy Madison and shit. He's like, yes. He does the acceptance speech in that voice, and he shits on the Academy and fancy award shows.
As he accepts one.
Yeah, except for them. Well, he likes them because they gave him an award.
Oh, right. It's not the same.
Yeah. He called the Safdie Brothers. He's like, hey, if you ever walking down the street and you think you see a couple of homeless rabbis, that might just be the Safdie Brothers.
Yeah.
He makes a bunch of pretty funny jokes like that. So recommended. The entire thing is pretty funny.
He also won the Razzie Redeemer Award this year. So,
really?
Yeah.
Because of, what was it? Jack and Jill was like the worst.
Yeah.
Movie ever?
Well, he's gotten a number of them. He's a 9-time Razzie winner, including the worst actor 2 consecutive years in a row.
Dude, I think he's great. I watched a bunch of interviews with him, and he knows that those movies get bad reviews, but he makes a shit ton of money doing them. He's like, it's just, it doesn't overlap. Like, there's reviewers and they shit on my movie, but a lot of people like them, and I don't make them to be good movies. I make them as like stupid, silly movies, and there are people who like that too. They're just not reviewers.
Hey. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
and it totally makes sense. And they make a whole lot of money. So and they're cheap to make too, right? So
and he has fun making them. He like goes on. He said that he picks a vacation spot, and then they film a movie during his vacation. So he like merges it with his vacations.
Right. So
fucking awesome.
How great is that? Yeah, good for him. Right.
He was living like a dream lifestyle, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. But he shows a like intensity here that again, it was impressive.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis called Adam Sandler after he saw this movie to tell him how good of a job he did.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Sandler said it was the highlight of his career.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's awesome.
Wow.
How did fucking Daniel Day-Lewis get Adam Sandler's phone number is what I want to know.
What do you mean? Come on. How hard can that be? I already know he works for what's his name over there. Hey, and then my age, I'll get his number. All right, cool. I'll give him his number.
Yeah,
cool.
like 2 text messages and then you have it probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's somehow that's just really cool.
But yeah, Sandler did a interview on the Bill Simmons podcast, and that's where he dropped that. It's a pretty good podcast episode.
Okay.
Also, John, you didn't mention this. I had this, DiCaprio was also considered for the role of Howard.
Oh.
And the only reason he didn't get it was because he had conflicts with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, man. Oh, so he would have gotten it, but that was before Sandler.
Well, he would have gotten it, but also Jonah Hill did get it and then got fired. So maybe he would have gotten fired too. I don't know.
Ooh.
Do you fire DiCaprio? Is that possible?
I don't know. Is that a thing? Yeah.
Can you fire him? I don't know if you can fire him. He's DiCaprio.
I mean, because he's older. I mean, his age range might have worked, although he still just looks young and can look younger. So it's kind of hard. I don't know. He would just do it differently.
He'd do it like fucking DiCaprio and you would hate it.
Yeah.
John would have hated that version.
I don't know. Maybe after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I really liked him in that. So, but I think this would have been just different. I don't, they wrote this for Sandler, I mean.
And DiCaprio's already done like rich guy with issues kind of thing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, a rich guy with issues, but not dark. That doesn't go as dark intense as this one did. Like we look at like rich guy with issues, look at Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
That's like a 95% of the movie is one hell of a good time and everybody's having a great time.
And then he punches his wife and crashes his car at the end, but then he still gets money at the very end. He's still like going around.
So that's not like this. And I don't know if, it would be different. We've seen him do physical suffering. Where's his mental suffering acting role? I mean, that's when he showed in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, though.
What about the one where he's in the asylum?
Shutter Island?
Shutter Island. There you go.
Yeah.
He didn't really suffer at all on screen there, though. He was kind of playing it cool
True.
the entire time.
Yeah. He
What about
playing the noir guy?
What about the one with the airplanes?
When he played Howard Hughes.
That one. Yeah.
The Aviator. I haven't seen that one for a while, but yeah, he's got like OCD.
Oh yeah, he gets crazy. He suffers big time on screen on that one.
I got one more piece of trivia.
Okay.
When this movie was released limitedly, it had an A- cinema score, which is pretty damn good. But then when it went wide, it had a C+ cinema score.
Huh.
So
what happened there?
I think it's just like the people in New York and LA who go to limited screenings love this type of shit. But then like general audiences,
they're
not
like, what
so
the
much.
fuck is this?
Yeah, it's like, why would I want to feel like shit for 2 hours?
Well, they probably walked in thinking they're seeing Happy Gilmore or something.
Sandler. It's Sandler. I love Sandler.
Yeah. And I'll take the family. That's right, Art. Maybe there's some boobies. I don't know. It'll be all right. They're coming out there and little Jimmy is traumatized for the rest of his life.
They get home and Jimmy's got a parlay going already on the local team,
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Just a bunch of uninformed people being like, Sandler, time for a Sandler night.
Well, we're already at the mall and it's Saturday. We might as well go see a movie.
Right.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like, what'd you think of the film? It's like,
what the fuck was that? Is that an F? Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I got nothing else. What do you guys think?
It's one of those that I'm mixed glad that I watched it. It was a very well done film and amazing acting. So it wasn't a pleasant experience.
No.
I don't know. If you're like me, this was a totally pleasant experience. I love movies like this. It was exciting the entire time. It's like it's like one of those emotional roller coaster rides where
just like Sandler says, you can feel alive, right? Danny, you can feel alive.
Well, no, I like horror movies that make you feel consistent. Like this movie was consistent in the tone that it set, and it was unrelenting the entire time, which is it's got to be hard as shit to do that because I think movies try to do that. For this feeling, though, I don't know. Horror movies definitely try to get you to be like nervous and scared the entire time.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of movies that want you to feel anxious for 2 hours.
Right.
It's kind of a weird sell.
Well, in a horror movie, at least there's a fakeness to it. Or there's a fantasy element to most horror movies, so that you can sort of, at least for me, it's like it's more easily detached from that. Even if I am feeling nervous about it, it's still like, well, there's these ghosts and demons that don't really exist. But when a movie like this feels so real and is tense, then it's just, I don't know. I mean, again, it's really well done, and a movie makes you feel something that's amazing. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I need more tension in my life.
Yeah.
But still, it's really good for what it is. And I am on the fence about seeing it, their other films. So let me know. You know what they're on the hook to do next?
I did look it up. Yeah, remind me.
This is again from the Uprocks. I mean, I don't know if they're like fully like attached to it, but it's the remake of 48 Hours.
Yeah, I did see that. And they said that they were first going to remake it, but now they're just going to like redo it. I don't know what that means, but it's going to be different.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a buddy cop movie drenched in anxiety, I assume.
I was going to say, 48 Hours was, I mean, there's some action stuff, but mostly it's a buddy cop movie. Come on. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had a couple windows open here. There's a couple more pieces of trivia. If you guys were to guess the budget of this movie, what would you guess?
Maybe 3-4 million, 5 million.
Yeah, it's gonna 8 million,
19 million.
Oh, okay.
But this movie was an A24 release. A24 is like the best movie production company there is right now, in my opinion. You should look up the movies they've done. We've watched a few of them. They usually give small budgets to people who are talented with really good ideas, and they let them do whatever they want. This was the highest budget movie they'd ever made, and it was also the highest grossing movie they've had. It made $50 million, which isn't a ton, but these guys are like a pretty small production company.
Right.
They did Moonlight, which is probably the most famous one because it won Best Picture a couple years ago.
Moonlight?
You guys ever see that one?
Mm-mm.
It was a sad as fuck movie, but it was really
sad.
good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was very good.
Oh, they did Enemy, which is really weird movie.
Enemy was great.
one of the weirdest endings of a movie that I've ever seen.
Agreed. They did Hereditary in The Lighthouse. They did
wow.
The Witch. They did Under the Skin. They did Locke. They did A Spectacular Now. Spring
The
Breakers.
Lobster. Green Room, where Patrick Stewart plays an evil serial killer.
Yeah. They did A Most Violent Year. Ex Machina. Every one of these movies is amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
So they did Room too, TC. They did Room.
Oh my God, no, Room. What a terrible fucking movie that was.
TC's
Next, I'll
favorite
do a
movie.
movie called Movie.
Wow, they've done a lot. They've done a lot.
Hey, everyone, you get a couple clunkers in there here, and every once in a while.
I think it's just
fine.
the one clunker.
The one clunker.
Yeah, would you guys, even though this is not on the top 250, would you guys put this in the top 250?
I don't think so.
John?
I would. Yeah, I would.
I would too, John. Why would you? It sounded
Why
like
would you, John?
I think because it does what it wants to do. I think that the addition of the sort of addiction piece of it, I think really sort of also gives it a weight that's more than just a tense thriller film that's showing macho guys doing macho things. And Adams, the way that character is portrayed is just, I don't know. I can't think of anything like this.
I
and
can't
it feels
either.
real and there's a meaning to it. It's not just showing you thrills here. They're showing you sort of the sad way a person's life is affected. And that to me makes it a lot more meaningful and a lot more valuable as opposed to just showing, I don't know, just giving you tension one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm not sure it could have the tension without the stakes of liking the character in the way you do, even though he's a piece of shit. I would not want to associate with this guy. I'm surprised that anybody deals with him in business whatsoever because he's just the most annoying fucking person. His wife was right when she was telling him that. Like, he really is. He never shuts up. He's super annoying.
Nope.
He's wrong. He lies all the time. Like, who would ever bring this guy into their life? But somehow it's believable. And you feel bad for the guy when he gets shot in the face and then it zooms in on the bullet hole. And then you go inside of his head.
We go in his brain.
That was
you
awesome.
end where you began, sort of. You go back into his body.
So we've been going off the schedule. So as of next week, that's when the Taxi Driver episode is going to come out. So if you guys listening, Taxi Driver is coming out next week.
Timmy, we didn't get Timmy's opinion.
Oh, Timmy.
I'm putting a couple bets here for whenever the sports come back over under 2 years. Social distancing rules. They got lines for all of it.
Are you going to parlay that South Korean baseball there, Timmy?
No, I don't have a fuck with South Korea. I don't know what the fuck to talk about that one, man.
Isn't there Germany soccer is or football, whatever you call it, is also back on the board these days?
Nah, fuck Tottenham. I mean, a piece of shit over there. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for listening. Mission250filmcast.com is the website. The list is frozen there. We're going to try to tell you what movies are coming up next because we're going to be alternating current ones and the lists for a little bit until we're allowed outside the house again, I think is the...
Yeah, or just indefinitely. We're just enjoying doing this.
Yeah. New movies are good too.
Yeah.
Well, they're still coming out,
Right. We just bought a popcorn popper, just making some fresh popcorn because,
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, we're missing the movie theater popcorn,
Melt some butter all over that. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
baby. Yeah. Sweet. All right. So next week, Taxi Driver.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you guys then.
All right. Talk to you guys later.